Welcome to episode 2. I guess we could say episode 2 of season 2 of the Damiano Dimension. In our part 2 of our mini series about sports talk. And I've been waiting for this one a while. A good friend of mine, Shane Barnett. Shane, say hello.
Hello, thanks for having me on, Craig. I appreciate it. I've been waiting for this one for a while also.
Waiting for this moment.
Yeah, just to get everything out.
Oh, man, that shirt's going to make me cry.
Yeah, I'm already
Bust out
up.
the gin. Jeezy Pete's, man. There's a lot going on in the NFL today. Go ahead and tell them what's going
on. So I think it's tomorrow is the deadline to franchise tag your players. So there's a bunch of possible new free agents coming out. Got to see what teams are doing. I mean, just today, Malcolm Butler was released, and then the Bucks franchised Chris Godwin.
I sent that as soon as I saw it, I screenshot it and sent it to Ryan.
Oh, really?
And I said, the king resting comfortably in his castle.
I don't know how they're going to pay everyone because the Bucks still have to pay Ndamukong Suh, Antonio Brown, Shaq Barrett, who has been on fire the past 2 seasons. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Well, they're not paying Antonio Brown that much money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any team that would take him on. Maybe someone would take a chance on him.
I would.
Yeah, I would, but I mean, because that was like the big fear was that he was like this distraction, and then they just won a Super Bowl with him in there. So,
well, I mean, he's a good utility player apparently.
Yeah, so I mean, he could be on the market. A bunch of, especially with how like the pandemic has affected the league, there's going to be a lot of money that can't go around. So a lot of good players are going to be taken cheap.
And what the interesting thing that is going on right now is we talked about in the last episode with Cameron. There's a such thing as a soft cap and a hard cap, and the NBA has what's called a soft cap. So really rich teams like the Lakers can pay a certain amount of money to raise their cap, correct? And that way they can acquire more talent.
Right.
And honestly, I feel like Brooklyn's about to do the same thing. But the NFL has what's called a hard cap, and in a hard cap, they cannot spend more money than the NFL has allotted them. But what's interesting right now is there's a certain deadline to franchise tag a player, and you can only franchise tag them when you know what the cap limit is. But they don't know what the cap limit is because they're about to strike a deal with. Did you say Disney?
Yeah. So how they allot the salary cap is the money that the NFL makes, and because not a lot of fans were in the stands. They didn't get as much money. That's why the salary cap everyone thinks is going down. But now with Jerry Jones signing Dak to a big contract, it kind of makes you think that it's going to go back up because Disney wants in with CBS, Fox, and NBC to start like showing games and stuff like that. And since it's Disney and such a big corporation, I mean, this past year they got the majority of their sales, and they normally do from TV. So if Disney comes along, that's a lot more money for the salary cap.
And it'll be helpful for teams like us who are grossly over. What are we over, like 44 million?
Yeah, so with Carson Wentz gone now, he cut it by like 30. So now we're still 40 over, but the Eagles aren't even the worst. The worst right now are the Saints. The Saints, if you look at it with their salary cap and stuff, it's like almost impossible for them to keep everyone, including like Michael Thomas. They have to cut a lot of people.
I don't think they cut him, but I know they didn't franchise tag Jared Cook today.
Yeah. So Jared Cook could be walking.
Yeah.
So
probably, I'm sure they'd keep Kamara. They'd probably let go of Murray.
Yeah, didn't Kamara? Yeah, I think Kamara got an extension this past season.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he may need to restructure that so that way the Saints can put out a team.
Hell, man, we had to restructure Darius Slay, and he just got on the team.
Yeah, I'm very surprised he did. I heard Brandon Graham. He is also Fletcher Cox has already restructured twice for the Eagles. So
yeah, Brandon Graham, we need to keep him. He's just
have to keep Fletcher Cox.
Yeah,
have to. Keep Darius Slay.
Well, now that we got the wheels rolling, you and your Carson Wentz jersey, I want to ask you. It's kind of the segment here. Is what's your favorite sports moment ever?
My favorite sports moment ever would definitely be the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Probably the strip sack on Tom Brady with 2:21 left in the fourth quarter, Super Bowl 52. Probably that strip sack. I didn't seal it, but. Then we got the field goal, and we were up by 8, and I was feeling pretty good. So that was probably my favorite moment, just sports moment, period. But for Carson, probably Monday night Redskins or Washington football team game where he just went off for 4 touchdowns.
Oh, that was 2017, right?
Yeah. So that's probably just that entire year.
Yeah, mine definitely was in that year, but it was right before the end of the first half against the Falcons when Doug Peterson. We had like 5 seconds left and we were down by like a touchdown. Nick Foles just throws a dime to Nelson, and we're gonna pull this up. But Nick Foles just throws a dime to Nelson Aguilar off the sideline with 1 second left, and then he sends Jake Elliott out, and he picks like a 45-yard field goal.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I was just like, put your nuts on the table, Doug.
Yeah.
That or the Super Bowl, of course. But
yeah, the Super Bowl was an easy one, but it's just like the one that comes to mind,
Yeah.
Being such big Eagles fans, I mean, how can you not? Been in the basement my entire life, and then we had 1 year.
Yeah, you saw a lot of Eagles fans come out after that.
Yeah. Yep. My mom actually saw Fletcher Cox in the airport, and she went up to him and introduced herself because Fletcher Cox has a ranch in Texas.
What?
Yeah.
Sharon met Fletcher Cox, and I've never heard about this.
Yeah, and she, because he was wearing like a jumper or something like that, and she was like, "Oh, my son loves the Eagles," and she was like, "Are you a fan?" He was like, "Oh, I played." She was like, "What's your number?" And he was like 91, and I was like, "Mom, what?" I was like, "Autograph anything?" And no, but so he actually asked my mom, he was like, "Is he a bandwagon?" Because all these Eagles fans, it was right after we won the Super Bowl, so. But no, yeah, a lot of Eagles fans came out after that, but I mean,
your mom was just like, I met EDP at
right,
EDP. So I wanted to ask you this. I wanted to save it. I might get Cameron in here because it's kind of a two-parter. But so you have a very specific opinion when it comes to sports, and me, like I like basketball and baseball and hockey, all the sports. But you have a thing against basketball.
I wouldn't say it's against basketball, but
it's like the concept of it, and
right?
I want to know like why you love football, like, or why do you even love sports in general? Because for, like I was talking to Cameron last time, it's kind of a thing for a lot of people. I mean, look at me. I didn't play college football or anything like that, but I'm still trying to pursue a career.
Right.
So, just kind of why do you love sports, and then we'll move on to the basketball thing.
So I love sports because I feel like it just kind of like brings people together. It's something that people can distract themselves from with, whether it be work, things that are going on like in the country or in the world. They can just escape to that, and they can just put all their hope into, one Sunday or one, Thursday afternoon, go to a baseball game. You're there with, a crowd. I like the environment of sports. Mm-hmm. Plus, especially whenever you're, with buddies, having a good time.
It's an event.
Yeah, it just makes for good memories. And so, yeah, I mean, I love sports. I think sports bring people together.
I really like the 2 points you made there, where one, it's a distraction, mm-hmm. and two, it brings people together. Because one of the reasons I did this theme or this subject with the podcast, knowing that a lot of people aren't a big fan of sports or a big fan of football, but it does things for people that I don't think a lot of people get. Like for the Eagles, we wait all week, and if the Eagles do good, we have a good week. If the Eagles do bad, we have a
terrible
bad week. If
Terrible
the Eagles
week.
had a bad season this year has not been kind.
No.
Mentally.
I had bad motivation. It was just, you're in a rut because your sports team's is in a rut, and, it can bring people together. I mean, you think about the 1980 U.S. hockey team who beat the Soviets.
Exactly.
Who were, huge underdogs, and the entire, nation rallied around them. So
yeah, it's if you think about it on a broad scheme, and you can even narrow it down. Like I said, me and you look forward to that, and it distracts us. It distracts us from the rest of the. It just gives us something to look forward to, and it distracts us from, like, say it's a Sunday or it's a Thursday, and we just got done with the test. Right. We think we failed it. The Birds are winning. It doesn't matter.
The Birds are coming on. The Birds are playing tonight. I don't care.
Playing, and then but like you said, it brings people together. It doesn't have to be just the sport. It could be how we play fantasy football.
Right.
How often do me and Levi and Pierce and all of the boys get together? But as soon as we draft that team,
oh yeah, everyone's if they're not over at your place, they're all on FaceTime. We got it all lined up, and
yeah,
it's a big event. Yeah,
it's a thing. So that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to do this podcast is just to show people that it maybe it is a niche group of people when it comes to sports, but it's kind of something that drives us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's a passion.
Yeah, it's a passion. It is, and a lot of people want to keep pursuing it.
Yeah.
Ergo me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have like an issue with basketball. Back to what you were saying earlier. Yeah. I respect basketball a lot. I think some of the best athletes that the U.S. has are.
Cameron's fuming over
Yeah,
there.
he's not happy with me. he's biting his lip. My issue is I find it not as interesting until like the fourth quarter because I like baseball, right? A lot of people call baseball a very boring sport, which I get that. But and same with soccer. It's kind of boring, right? But the thing about it is whenever someone scores, it's a big deal, right? My issue with basketball is that scoring happens so much that I feel like, that bucket that you just missed, it doesn't really matter. You're going to have another 30 tries at it.
He's biting his lip.
That's why I say the fourth quarter is like, it's really exciting because now you're getting down to the wire. But like in the first quarter, I mean, I guess you can say the same thing about a red zone trip, but how many times do you get into the red zone in football? You see what I'm saying? It's
I see you, Cameron, and I'm about to bring you in. There's a reason why I have that third microphone here.
There's just so much nonstop scoring. It almost like dumbs it down.
No, okay. You have to think about it.
Not dumbing it down like mentally, but like they're just like dunking and
you
it's
think
just
it's
constant.
just washed. It's.
Well, I don't want to give the word wash for it. I just don't think it's as exciting due to how many times you score.
I think you would like it more if you really got behind a team. Like for me, it really hit with the shallow water basketball. Right. Because I work there. But the thing with basketball is like you say scoring is rare, but basketball is more of a game of runs. So like say and it doesn't even matter if it's the fourth quarter. Say it's the first quarter and they're down, it's 28-15. And then they just go on a run. Like that's exciting because the runs are rare to happen. I don't know. Cameron, am I saying the right thing here? It's a game of runs. It's just
and like I can get behind teams like whenever Tech was in the national championship, I was behind them and I was watching every game. I'm not saying that I don't watch it. Like the finals, I watch every year. I would just rather watch like my team. I only watch my team when they're in the playoffs with baseball because there's just too many games.
Yeah,
there's too many games. Like I get the scores and like if I'm doing homework, I'll put them up just on the side monitor. But yeah, I mean, I don't dislike it. I just think that other sports are more exciting due to the scarcity of scoring, which other people may say that makes it more boring. But I don't know. That's just my opinion of it. That's why
it's a personal opinion. It's a wrong one, but
that's why I feel like football has like a balance of it. You don't score like you can score every drive, or like you score a couple every quarter or something like that, and it just I don't know. I feel like that's more exciting, just due to how the game can flow. Because you're not going to win if you don't score a lot in basketball. But you can win if you don't score a lot in like football.
That's true. I think maybe we were
baseball.
just raised on it a little better.
Yeah, I didn't grow up watching basketball.
Yeah, neither did I. I mean, I'm just really starting to get into it now. And then even with football, like I wasn't a huge football fan until really freshman year of college.
Really?
Yeah, because Carson Wentz got me back into it. I mean, the goddamn Eagles disappointed me for like 6 years of my life, apart from the McNabb era, which I personally enjoyed. Which when we get to hot take, I have something to say about that. But I just lost hope in football. I was like, I don't want to watch it anymore. And then I remember specifically because Bailey and them, they would give me so much crap, and they're like, "Oh, you're an Eagles fan." I was like, "I know, we suck." And then I was doing my homework, and I was watching the Birds. This is what happened. Let's do my homework. Carson Wentz on TV.
Yeah.
Blackout. And then from then on, and then we blew out the Cowboys, and we went on to do this, and then we won the Super Bowl, and then it just really got me back. And then fantasy football is what really got the motors going.
Yeah, ever since So my parents aren't Birds fans, you know that. I just have like a grandma who would gave me like one Eagles thing whenever I was a kid, and I was like, that's who I like. And my parents don't really care about football, so I just attached to that. And yeah, I mean the Chip Kelly years, the end of the Andy Reid years, I remember all of that, and it was just pain. And then I remember actually the Eagles looking into Carson Wentz to draft him, and we had
the mega trade.
We had Sam Bradford at the time, and I was like, why are we doing this? I didn't like it at first, but then we got him, and I was like, sold. So yeah, I know what you mean. It kind of like
it was hard. It was a hard with Chip Kelly. It was a hard couple of years, man.
It was terrible.
Give it up for Nick Foles for doing what he did with him.
Yeah, shout out Nick Foles.
Interesting fact though about the Eagles. Since we always hate on the Cowboys, and I'm sure I probably already told you this, but our real rivalry was with the Pittsburgh Steelers back in we started. Kelly, Cameron, can you look up when the Eagles were founded? But I'm pretty sure it was the 30s.
Yeah. I think the Eagles were founded in the 30s,
20s or 30s. But our original rivals were the Pittsburgh Steelers because they're one of the oldest teams. We're one of the oldest teams in the NFL. But then World War II happened. And we joined teams, and we were called the Steagles for, I think, a year or two because all of our players, 1933. Okay, so, yeah, 1933. For, I think, maybe 1 or 2 years we were the Steagles because all of our players were in the draft.
Yeah.
Or they all just went off to war. And from going – and then, of course, the divisions weren't really set, and the Dallas Cowboys hadn't really came around yet. But that was our true rivalry, and I think because of World War II and that we were a team – because of that, it was bringing people together.
Yeah.
We really don't. Philly and Pittsburgh really don't have any beef, which it was a lot worse back then when we first started.
Right.
But yeah, I always thought that was pretty interesting that how we kind of came together as a team and.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the Battle of PA every time the Steelers and the Eagles play, battle for Pennsylvania. Same thing like with the Texans and Cowboys, but
they're not really.
Yeah, but Texans and Cowboys aren't really rivals.
They really play each other anyways.
Exactly, same thing. NFC and AFC with the Steelers and Eagles, they don't really, clash heads that often. So, yeah, I think if we played them every year, then there would be some, because there's teams in the division that we hate because we play them every year. The Saints play the Saints every year, and just don't like them. But
yeah, my one problem with the NFL is I don't like the way that we're organized. I love the way that basketball is organized. Just like my OCD, like you got the East, you got Brooklyn, you got Philly, and then you've got Spurs, and everyone's all just equally segmented out. And then you've got the NFL where Philly has to fly to Dallas twice a year. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. I think just because there were so many new franchises that came in, they had to.
Yeah, they had to. It was kind of hard. I don't think they're never going to restructure, but.
No. I mean, if anything, the restructuring would happen slowly, because that's what happened with the Astros in 2015. They were in the National League in the Central, and then they went to which doesn't make any sense. They went to the American League. I think East is the Yankees, Central, but they switched conferences just because they were unbalanced.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, everything's balanced right now. Just the locations don't. The only one that really makes sense is the NFC West. Because they're all out there. Now that the Rams moved from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all kind of out there.
Makes the most sense.
Yeah. AFC East isn't bad. But, all the central ones or, the NFC East, it's terrible. Does not make any sense.
Yeah.
You got to fly, 4 hours instead of taking the turnpike, if you're an Eagle.
Exactly.
You take the turnpike to go see the Giants. You got to take a 4-hour flight to come to Dallas. So.
I don't know. Maybe it sells more tickets. Kelly, what time are we at? 18? Oh, that's 12 minutes of hot take, brother. Let me get your hot take.
Okay.
Put it on me. It's wrong. I don't like it.
Okay. Let me think. Just NFL hot take?
Yeah, we'll stick to NFL.
Oh man, I got quite a few.
I'm gonna give you mine.
Okay.
And then I think it'll fuel you up.
Yeah.
So I think based off of our new coach, and what we're gonna get in the draft, I very much see us heading towards, with Hurts, another McNabb era. I do.
Ugh.
I do with the way. Look, I know we're not all in on Hurts, but the fact that Lurie wants us all in and we're building around him, and whether we get Kyle Pitts or we get Jamar Chase or probably not Devonta Smith. But we're going to get an all-star player nonetheless, Howie.
Yeah, hopefully a pass catcher.
But just the way I see our defense kind of, and I just kind of see us, maybe not next year, but I definitely see us doing really well with the talent I think we're about to acquire if we do it right, and if this new head coach, I don't even remember his name, to be honest with you.
Nick Sirianni.
Nick
Sriracha.
The Italian. Okay, that's my hot take.
See, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I just don't have that much faith in Jalen Hurts. Just because, if you look at him from college, he got passed up by Tua, which Tua isn't looking great. And then whenever he was at Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley, and everyone is amazing under Lincoln Riley, whenever he was at Oklahoma, he went against good defenses, the LSU Tigers that year were literally unbeatable. So I can't blame him too much, but he struggles against, good defenses, at least in college. And we saw 4 games of him, so I don't know. I'm excited. I agree.
The defensive scheme on him, but
yeah. But the big if with your thing, if we do go into another McNabb area, that would be great. But we have to draft well. And since 2017, we've ranked 30th according to Pro Football Focus.
Howie.
Our drafting. So,
brother Howie.
Yeah,
needed to get it together, man.
There's no way the Eagles can take a quarterback.
No, they might.
Yeah, well, they might, but why would they?
Well, if Lurie said to restructure around Hurts, then that kind of put it at bay that we're not going to go and do something dumb at 6.
Well, see, I'm worried that we are going to take a quarterback because Jeffrey Lurie said that he wants Wentz to stay and us get a team of coaches around him to fix him. Kind of how the Colts did with Peyton Manning and stuff like that. Whenever Peyton Manning had a terrible 4th season.
Yeah, but Lurie literally said that we're to focus on building up Hurts and not create a competition. He said that specifically. Don't make a competition between quarterbacks.
I just don't trust that Howie's going to do the right thing.
Okay, if Howie doesn't, if Howie drafts a quarterback at 6, then Lurie's going to fire him. And if Lurie doesn't fire him, then I don't know what dirt Howie has on him at that point.
Yeah.
Hey, what are we at, Kelly? 22. Okay, give me your hot take.
Colts are going to be a dynasty. Just because they got Carson Wentz.
That's not a hot take. That's just something factual.
That is a hot take.
Who's going to argue with you, Bailey?
Yeah. Yeah, but who's in the AFC? There's so many powerhouses. Think about the AFC. The Titans, the Chiefs, the Browns, the Ravens, Steelers. All of those teams are Super Bowl contenders. I feel like I'm missing a couple in the AFC. But all of those...
The AFC is... the AFC is
right now.
Way better than the NFC. And that's what it was all about at the beginning, too. And people just lost it.
But with Carson going there, having Frank Reich, top 3 offensive line, good, not great weapons, and then a good set of running backs. And like I said, with Frank Reich, that's what he had in 2017, and he was the best player in the NFL in 2017.
And with all these free agents, Carson can very well get some more weapons. You can get Kenny. I could see Kenny Golladay going to the Colts.
Oh, 100%. And plus, they have a top 5 defense over there in Indianapolis.
Was it the number 1 O-line, too, in the league?
Yeah. During in rushing, they were number 1. So, they're a beast. Plus, they can get that kid Jalen Waddle out of Alabama, who's the 3rd best receiver in this draft. If the Colts get him with T.Y. Hilton, with Michael Pittman, and then they got those running backs, studs. Is Trey Burton on the Colts? I think Trey Burton's on the Colts because he went back to Frank Reich. So they got Trey Burton, former Eagle, at tight end also on the Colts. So, they're stacked. They're stacked. All they were missing was a quarterback, and if Carson Wentz can get back to how he was...
I think he can. I think he's comfortable.
I think he will. I think he 100% will. If you look, what did the Colts go this season? Wasn't it 10-6, something like that? I think 11-5, and that was with Phillip Rivers having bad play. So if you get Carson in there and he remembers how to play football, that's an extra 3 wins. At least, because they lost games because of Phillip Rivers. So I don't see any way that the Colts don't.
I do not disagree with your hot take.
Yeah.
I thought I was. I will wait for when Bailey gets on here. We'll have a powwow. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get ready to wrap this up here. But to kind of put a bow on things, there's a lot of people out there that don't like sports. They don't get it. Which is nothing's wrong with that. But if you had something to say to them on why they should watch a sport or something like, or whether they should get involved with the team, whether it be in the NFL or anywhere else, what would you have to say to them?
Well, I mean, my brother. He's my brother's not a sports person, and I try and get him into it. But some people don't have that itch to sit there for 3 hours. But if I had to tell them anything, I'd say they're missing out. I mean, I always look forward to Sundays, even if the Birds aren't playing. I look forward to just sitting there around people I like and having a good time, or like we just booked a trip to Colorado, but if you book a trip to a sporting event with your buddies, that's just like a vacation.
For sure.
It's just like a concert, something like that. A lot of people are more into music than I am, and I may be more into sports, and there's nothing wrong with having those opinions, but I feel like you should try everything and just try and see what you like. And if you don't like sports, then you can't get into it. You don't understand it, then it
is what it is.
Yeah, more power to you.
I do like what you said before. It a distraction, and it brings people together, because that's what it does, man.
Yeah. Definitely, it can harpen your day sometimes. If they do bad, but I feel like that makes the passion, the winning, that more special. If go through a bad run of a season.
Yeah. But that's all the fun, though. That's all the fun of it.
Yeah.
You gotta have your highs. You gotta have your lows.
Yeah, it can't be a dynasty forever, like the Spurs.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
To the Birds.
Go Birds.
How's flight school, man?
It's good. It's a little nerve-wracking. I don't know. It's a lot of big decisions because
you're flying the plane, right?
Yeah. So right now I'm doing ground school, which just means they're teaching about the aerodynamics and the physics of it and how to go in and out of an airport, and then I go and practice it. But I don't know. I just really want to just fly. I don't really care about the private pilot thing right now, because I told you that I'm gonna go into the Air National Guard, gonna try and fly some jets.
Yeah.
So with that, I have to the military is completely different than the civilian side. Even though I want to go civilian, I want to go to the airliners and stuff. So they don't have to really care about all the stuff I'm learning right now. There's 5 different airspaces, and you have to get clearance to go into each from the ATC, the air traffic control, and it's just a pain. But if I go into the military and then I go into commercial, American or FedEx or something like that, don't have to worry about all those airspaces and all the useless stuff I'm learning right now.
Have you taken the plane off the ground yet?
Yeah, I lift off. Yeah.
You did that?
Yeah.
Was it scary?
Yeah, it was spooky because we had a crosswind. So so with the way the propeller spins, because it's a single engine prop plane, that's just like a Cessna, and so it's spinning this way. So your plane is gonna move a little bit that way, and then with a crosswind, so I had to be I had to turn the yaw the other way and then lift off.
Listen here, buddy. I've played Battlefield 4, 5, 1. That's not how it works.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That's how it works, man. And the worst part about it, I mean, always in my head, and I'm sure everyone, you just kind of watch airplanes in movies or in video games and stuff like that, and you just kind of go around. No, I thought that's how I thought it was gonna be driving a car in the air. It's not. You got to worry about high and low pressure, because then your instruments are wrong, and then there's due north, and then magnetic north. Those can be messed up, and then it's if you're in the wrong air pressure and you don't know about it, your altimeter is wrong. So then you could just be a few hundred feet below where you actually think you are. So you're going into land, and then you have to come back out. It's so much stuff.
Spook, man.
Yeah.
Have you had to land it yet? Or is
No.
that the final test is landing?
Well, there's a bunch of tests, but that's the final one you kind of learn, because you learn maneuvering just in the air, and then you learn taking off and then landing, and then you go through like the airport stuff and stuff like that. And then you practice stalls and stuff. I mean,
wait, what's this? Is that when like you like?
yeah. So whenever you don't have enough uplift, like pressure wise underneath your wing, and so your plane isn't really going forward. So there's like it's a flat spin where you just fall like that, flat stall where you just kind of fall like that because you can't get momentum, or the more dangerous one is a spin stall where your airplane is just spinning like that and you like can't get control of it. That's the most deadly one. So
Is that where you just bail out?
Well,
Battlefield style.
Yeah, you can't really in like those little Cessna single engine ones. I mean, I guess you could try, but yeah, they like the instructor will literally like put you into like a stall. He'll put you into one and then say correct it, and then like if you can't, then it'll be like, all right, we just died, do it again. And then it's like yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, these guys are like so experienced, and I think I was telling you earlier about it before. Some of those like prop planes, you have to put more mixture, like water mixture, into it's some type of, I don't know, we call it mixture, into like the carburetor, so that way the carburetor doesn't freeze and like the engine runs well. And if you don't do that fast enough, and it's like the dew point is at a certain right thing, your engine will freeze and you just fall. And they just kind of like skimmed over that and then went on to the next thing. And I was literally in class. I was like, wait. I was like, so that happens.
How many
what do I
milliliters
do?
for the I need to put in this
I was like, and he was like, it's just a feeling. I was like, a feeling? I was like, I've never done it before.
I've never felt death.
Yeah, but and they showed a video and they're like, it can happen really quickly. And it was like literally 3 minutes in, dude just started dive bombing into like a crop field. And I was like, damn it.
That's me.
Yeah. I was like, but like jets and like airliners and military things, you don't have to worry about mixture or anything like that
They
because
just do it for you.
they have, yeah, it's a jet fuel with those. So they don't worry about like the certain point of gasoline stuff, that stuff. But yeah, flight school is good, but you know,
It's a little spooky.
yeah, it's a little
Scary.
spooky. Yeah, but it's fun though. That's the most important part of it, is that it's fun.
Question. What's the difference between the two Nords?
The two so like if you look at a map, right? So if you look at a map, it's like due north is like the North Pole, and then the magnetic north. So let's say like, you know, this is like, we'll just say this is like the Earth right here, and then right here is like the North Pole, but magnetic north is like right here. So it's off center. So your compass is telling you this is north, when if you look at a map, it's actually right here. And then also on top of that, the magnetic poles go in and out, so they're stronger at different points. So you gotta like think about that whenever you're trying to get heading and stuff. So it's like off centered. It's like somewhere in Canada is actually like magnetic north. Yeah. So
So when are you gonna have this license? When are we going to Cabo?
couple months.
That's it.
Well, I mean, like probably 3 or 4, because I'm getting done with the ground school, and then I'm really gonna go into like the actual flight training, because I want to be able to understand like everything I need to do, then go practice it. So I've already like started the training, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Like there's like 6 sections, and the first section, the last thing that you got to do just on that first section is do a 100 nautical mile cross country flight by yourself, like no one else.
You have to do that?
Yeah.
Can I come with you?
Well, it's by myself, and it's a training thing.
Yeah, but like I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just be sitting in the co-pilot with just like a bottle of gin, just get souped. And how high do you go? Like 200,000 meters? I don't know.
Do you know height?
I don't apparently.
No, we normally cruising altitudes around like 8,000 AGL, which is average ground level, and then because like it'll tell you how high you are, but that's to sea level, and Lubbock isn't at sea level, so then you gotta like
You can eyeball it.
you gotta do like math in your head. Yeah, right.
Grow up.
And then you're looking at like an aeronautical like map, and you're like, okay, so this is 2,000 above sea level. I gotta add that to like this number and stuff like that, just as you're going.
That should be dead.
Yeah, right. So that's why I want to go to like the military and stuff, because it just does it for you, like on your like little HUD. It just tells you.
What do you mean your HUD? Does the shit show up on your goggles?
No, well, not for me, no, because I'm just flying like a little private pilot.
Yeah, but I know like when you're in the jet. You got stuff
yeah,
on,
yeah. So like in a jet.
Like Iron Man.
It's not kind of like that. Like
Jarvis?
it's more of like a square or something like that. And in like Battlefield and stuff, you have like
Yes, I know.
Yeah, it tells you that, but you still have your like gyroscopes and stuff like that. But it's like way more advanced than jets.
Shane Barnett, everybody, the next Iron Man. Apparently.
Yeah, you'll see me flying around.
So like once you get it, like you can just buy a plane and just
Yeah, so like whenever I get
Cruise.
it, like we can all go up. We could just gotta like split the fare and like the oil. But then like if we just go up and just fly around for a little bit and come back, or we can like make a trip to like Colorado or something. Like literally just take off, go to Colorado, land, get more gas, and come back for a day. Or
how much is gas?
I don't know. I haven't done it yet. I know you got to pay for it. I know that much.
Does it come free with your license?
No, no, it does not. So yeah, once I get the private pilot's license, then I can own a plane, or I could go to like any small airport and see if they're allowing like for me to fly a single engine.
That's a grind though, isn't it?
What?
Flying commercial.
Yeah, flying commercial is if I just went straight through a private pilot license, it's like another 3 certifications, and it's a lot of hours. And you got to be a certified flight instructor to even get your commercial license. Like if you don't go through the military, so then I would be having to teach people, and then get my hours teaching people, then go to commercial, versus me just going to the military.
Yeah.
Flying around, going to Germany, flying around with buddies,
You gotta fill that contract out though, because if you don't get in,
Yeah, so I was talking to like my dad about it, and if I don't, so let's just say I go in, I rush a unit, and I'm gonna fly F-16s, right? Mm-hmm. So everyone can fly there, right? They just want to know if you're gonna have a good time, so I rush it, and then if they take me on, I go to officer training school, and then I go to flight school. If you fail one test in flight school, you're done. You're done. You can't be a pilot. So then I would spend 3 years with a different MOS, with a different like thing. I don't know what it would be. That's why I'm saying there's no option for me to fail. So
Yeah,
I don't know what it would be, and then I would go. Maybe I'd do like some like marketing or like PR stuff, because that's what my degree was. So I could put that on a resume and then go that route, because I would have like experience through like the Air Guard, like in their PR department or something like that. It's kind of like, I mean, it would be a job, but yeah. So if I don't fail out and I continue with that contract, it's probably looking at like 6 years, 7 years. But I could work at an airline like FedEx while flying the F-16. I would just have to fly the F-16.
like with people in it, right?
Yeah.
No, because your dad does cargo.
Yeah. So like if I were to go to American Airlines, right, you got to have 1,500 hours to like of pilot in command flight hours to apply there. So if I had that at 4 years, right, but I still have 2 more with the Air Guard, I could get a job and work both. And then once my 6 years is up, stop flying the F-16 or whatever.
Sounds like a grind, dude.
Yeah, but
All the power to you.
yeah, I know. But they like when you really look at it, like my dad only works like part-time, kind of like he works 2 weeks out of the month. He gets paid to stay in first-class hotels the rest of it, or he's home. And I mean, he's well over $400K just for lifting off, putting on autopilot, taking it off, landing, and then you spend the whatever. So I mean, it's probably a grind, but
It's a lot of schmackles, but I mean, not everyone can do it.
yeah, that's the thing. It's a trade. So I mean, it's not like
it really is. Yeah, and you think about it like that. It's a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like people who go to like medical school for 6 years. Obviously, they make way more than pilots, but
No way.
I don't know how much pilots or doctors make. I don't know. I know it's a lot.
You think? I think it depends on where you work. Like if you work at like House MD,
Right, but like if I did 6 years of training so that way I could go get this big job, it's kind of like a neurosurgeon doing 6 years of med school to get theirs. How much do neurosurgeons make or
I
something?
mean, definitely 6 figures, but you make You would make six figures though. Like with what? Like the mean salary of a doctor in the United States is $313,000 a year, according to a Medscape report.
Wow.
From 200. I mean, like, yeah, they deserve it. But
I'm going to apply to medical school right now.
GCPs, law school, medical school, pilot
Yeah.
school.
I got it all. Which one do you like, woman?
The trifecta. Which one do you like, women? Put that one on a Tinder profile.
I already got pilot and law on there, and they're like, what does that even mean? I was like,
Bird
which
law.
one do you Bird law. Something birds.
Kelly gets it. It's always sunny.
So yeah, I got my LSAT coming up. Gonna see how that goes, and then it's next Wednesday.
Are you wearing the turtleneck right now?
No, I'm not wearing my turtleneck right now. I knew that would get you all riled up. So
I just saw a little.
no,
saw it peeking out.
I always wear my NYU. You know that.
You're such a dick.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Brand, the turtleneck was a big hit.
For who?
All right, good point. You got me.
No, I like the turtleneck. I do.
No, you don't.
I do. What I don't like is I don't like the collar with the sweater. I don't like it when you do that.
Why?
It just doesn't look right.
Yeah, but like I get a lot of compliments on it.
Because they think you're gay.
No. Come on, am I in the wrong here?
Kelly, what do you?
His outfit sounds dope. So.
All right, Kelly
Boom.
said it was terrible.
That's not what she
The
said.
microphone couldn't pick it up. So.
I
I mean, Shane is a trendsetter. I only saw one Bass Pro Shop on Shane Barnett's head, and now I see about 300,000
oh yeah,
Bass Pro Shops.
I started this
It's because you wore it on the plane. I could see you.
on the what?
You wore it on the plane.
On the plane.
Because you
Oh.
fly. Did you forget?
I thought you meant
We're talking about you.
like plane PLAIN because we just went to the mountains. So I was like,
Oh,
he's
that's
not talking about the mountain. I was like, I
It's
don't
higher.
they could see me better when I'm up there. I was like,
Make way more sense. This guy doesn't understand topography.
topography.
I got that right, didn't I?
Yeah, it's topography. Yeah, isn't cartography map?
Yeah, but it's like the
Right?
Cameron. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go and get all Google fired up.
Yeah. Give us our graphies over here. Pretty sure cartography is maps, study of maps.
The study of maps.
Yeah, that's like half of being a pilot.
I think it's like, but it's also the practice of drawing it.
Who wants to do that?
Cartographers, I would assume.
How many cartographers do you know?
One.
They average $65K a year.
$65,000. I guess it's pretty.
I can doodle Texas. Hell.
They use them for like oil, like finding oil and stuff, don't they? I would assume so. I would assume you'd want a good.
Well, I think oil
cartographer.
it's below the ground, so why
Yeah,
would they
no.
know what the ground looks
No,
like?
no, because because it's not just the mountains, right? Because like they do it with sea level. You know what I'm talking about? You know what map I'm talking about?
Are you talking about like the seismic, like I don't know, it's like the sea underground, it's like some seismic wave or something like that?
What am I looking at? You just gave me a salary cap. No, like because
Did Jerry Jones call him? Do they know what's happening in the salary cap?
Jerry's hiring a cartographer. He needs him.
It says that the occupation of cartographers is in a higher demand than it's been in years.
It's probably because no one wants to be a cartographer.
Yeah, but I'm saying like what they do, because they don't just do mountains; they do like depth,
Yeah.
right? So I'm saying like people that are like,
They can do everything, dude.
Yeah.
Any sort of mapping.
oh, I guess
I don't
yeah,
think
that's
they
true.
go like below the ground though.
Well, I'm talking about when you look at
Like below oceans.
Below. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
was saying
obviously
like
you
he
have,
was
like-
saying oil, and I was
you have
like,
like
I don't think they go
sonar
below
for
the
that
ground.
now. Like you have sonar for that now, but I'm like at one.
Yeah,
point,
that's what it was, sonar. I was
Yeah.
thinking seismic waves.
Don't you
which
need
is,
to use sonars in flight school?
No.
Oh,
no.
that's right. It's like because the way you find yourself is like there's like the towers,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah,
the
the air
old ones
traffic
are like
controllers.
magnetic or something like that.
Well, so like you get pinged. You have to put like a certain code into your transmitter,
Yeah.
and that'll transmit where you are to air traffic control (ATC), and then they'll be able to ping you because they're sending a signal and it bounces back. So that's what that little sonar blip thing that you see like in movies from air traffic towers. That's what that is. But there's no like sonic waves that we're sending out. Like if you're lost, like you just literally
Sonic wave.
not sending out some like depth charges or anything out there. But yeah, if you're lost, like, and you can't find any landmarks, and you're just looking at like a map, like your navigation map, sometimes you just have to call like the big like service center. So like the one for like right here is Fort Worth. You just got to figure out like kind of where you are, and then call the big one and be like, hey, I don't know where I am.
Well, those air traffic controllers, they get paid pretty good money, don't they?
Yeah,
At
that's
least
like one of the
16,000.
that's one of the highest paying jobs without a college degree, because you can't get a college degree. It's kind of like a trade, but it's like super stressful because you're dealing with.
Well, how would you even get in it then?
I don't know. One of Squealer. Yeah, he's a pilot, and his son is an air traffic controller. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Said around $67,000 per year.
Yeah, I mean that's a stressful
Upward
job.
of
I would not
100K.
want that one.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking
Yeah,
Bad.
that's what I was thinking. I was
Exactly.
thinking of the Breaking Bad
Yeah.
one. He's stressed, dude.
Yeah. That's like.
It looks like a pretty stressful job.
Yeah, I mean, you should hear them talk on the radio, because they say like your entire thing. They're like, Cessa Kilo 2259er, approach at 310 north. Like they just spit out something.
Just like, yes.
And I was like, oh, like, all right. And I
Word.
I look at the instructor. I'm like, what did he say?
Word up in the pilot. We bringing this one down.
But yeah, you have to like literally come in like with them, and there's like a rotation at every airport, and you got to like eyeball it of what like the ATC wants at that time, because they'll have like it's on your navigation chart, but like they'll have just some markers to which way traffic goes, kind of next to like the wind cones, like, to see which way
Gotcha.
the wind's going. And so yeah, you got to follow those. You got to follow what the airport information is, and then listen to what they say, and they're just spitting out stuff, and the quality on those radios are not good.
Really?
Oh, it's bad.
Way
It's,
worse?
yeah, it's like they got their mouth like straight on the microphone. It's bad. So you got to kind of decipher it and then ask them to repeat it a couple times.
Did they ever get mad at you?
If you ask a third time, they'll be like, "Are you serious?"
Listen here, Bass Pro.
Listen here, idiot.
Live now.
Yeah, but you have to come in from like a direct heading, and if you don't do exactly, well, I mean, you can always tell them no. You can always tell ATC no.
Just not feeling it.
Yeah, because there's like short moment. They're like, "Hey, you gotta stop short, like at this intersection, and let them go," or you can like come back around and do a full one. And if you're not comfortable, you can always tell them no, because you're at fault for it. So anything that happens in the air, you're at fault for it. So if the ATC says like, "Hey, come in at this heading," you could be like, "No, give me another." And
Big man.
yeah, well, you can, but
Big man Bass Pro over here.
but I mean, I'm not gonna tell them no unless it's like endangering the airplane or me
Yeah,
or
yeah,
anything
yeah.
like that. But yeah, it's stressful. It's stressful.
Being the pilot.
Yeah.
Happening soon. I remember you told me about last semester, and it's just like, it's weird. It's weird it's happening now.
Yeah, it's weird for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why I'm applying law school, because I don't like it. I like flying. I don't like, being a grown up.
Dude, you're telling me, bro. I've been throwing out applications like hotcakes.
Yeah, so did you apply to any of those other NFL? Just cast out a wide net,
Well, I did. I applied as a social media coordinator for the UFC in Vegas, and then Houston, the Texans were hiring one, so I applied there. Miami wanted an assistant producer, but it was part time. So, I might apply to it, but it's just, I gotta pay for everything. So if
Yeah.
I'm working a part time job, it's like, well, I'm gonna have to get another one. It's just like the logistics of it has just kind of stressed me out. So I'm looking full time. Like I even said, like I applied in Hawaii to that news network, and then I almost applied in Iceland.
Really?
Yeah, they wanted a producer, but it was in game development. So it's like I'm gonna stay away from that because I don't know.
Man, living in Iceland would be dope.
Yeah, I looked at Iceland. I looked at Estonia. Estonia actually has some pretty good jobs that I was thinking about.
Yeah, but then you gotta say you live in Estonia.
Estonia's a really good place.
I don't know. If I could live anywhere, it'd be like the Nordic countries. Like, I'd definitely live in Sweden and Norway.
Yeah,
Something like that. That'd be so pretty.
I'm definitely
Love
looking
that.
around. Like, I would not be opposed to leaving like the country,
Right.
working in one of those
Yeah.
countries.
I mean, like, we're still young. Still got, plenty of time, while we're young. And if you got, like, that first job, why not try and live outside of the U.S.
Might as
until
well.
you're tied down,
Yeah,
But yeah,
tied
cast a
down.
wide net. I mean, even if it's a part-time thing, like you were saying about the Texans, was the part-time?
Yeah. No. The Miami was a part time.
Oh, Miami. I mean, that's still going to be something that you can put on a resume. It's going to look better than what you have right now. I'm not saying your resume is bad. I'm saying if they see the NFL on it,
Yeah, of
they're going to
course.
be like,
Yeah, well, that's why I was really hoping to get that thing with the Eagles, but just things.
it's
don't
how it
work
goes,
out.
though.
Yeah, that's how it goes. It hurt though.
Yeah.
That one hurt a lot.
Well, you sent me that TikTok of the social media coordinator
Yeah,
for
that's what got me fired up.
for the Birds, but I mean, you saw him. He internshiped around for like 2 or 3 other places.
Yeah.
Before he got like the big one.
Yeah, I'm fixing to. I'm looking at the NBA right now too.
Yeah.
See if the NBA. I know the MLB is hiring like crazy right now. I don't know why.
Well,
Probably
because
of
they
season.
need their season's so long, and they need just like more media attention because baseball doesn't attract the younger generation. It's America's pastime, and it will be because a lot of young people aren't watching it because they think it's boring. So they need more like media coordinators and stuff like that to get it riled up.
It's just a scary thing, like applying for a full-time job. Like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it's like you get that job, and then like a big corporation like that's like, do it, and you
Right.
go, am I like, okay?
Yeah.
Am I doing it right? You know what I mean? Because like, I really like the graphic design thing. I really want to be a graphic designer. I actually, I applied to the Jets too. The Jets were looking just for a straight up graphic designer.
Really?
Yeah, so I applied for them because I kind of like that more because you're really working for yourself at that point. I
Yeah.
mean, because I like meeting deadlines. You're meeting your deadlines. You're working with the team. You're getting ample amount of material like photos and videos and stuff. Because working at a school like Shallow Water, like that's a good school. It's a good program, but it's still a high school program. So don't get me wrong, I love what I do, but as far as like the volume of pictures and stuff, you know what I mean? It's not the NFL.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Yeah. And there's no way it could be.
No, but I mean, because I love my job though. I love working at Shallow Water, and you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
it's a lot of fun for me. And like I told you when I took that interview for marketing and advertising, they were asking me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I just kept thinking to myself, not this.
Yeah.
And then I thought back to what I was doing at Shallow Water, and I said, well, that's what I want to do that
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
And if I can go collegiate or national, I would love to. Whether it be baseball, football, basketball, it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you love what you do, then just keep following that and work your way up.
Yeah, it's just like an anxiety thing. I think everyone gets it.
Yeah.
Right before you're about to graduate, you're throwing out applications, no one's calling back yet.
Right. Yeah.
You're like Jeezy Pete's.
Yeah. I got this one buddy. He went to school up in Boulder, and he great town, by the way. Shout out Boulder. He moved back. We met at that a movie theater in Southlake, and so he moved back there after graduation. He told me he was applying to 5 jobs a week for the first 4 months of quarantine, and no one called him back. Absolutely no one was hiring. Now that it's opening up, especially in Texas, it's better. I'm not sure if he has a job now, but it's don't feel bad if you don't get a call back, because
it's a grind. It's just like I don't want to.
a lot of people aren't getting calls back.
Yeah, just you just think like when you send out that first resume, you're like, I'm well equipped, and then you don't get the call back, and you're like,
right?
Why not? It's like, what am I doing? Because I sometimes I think like maybe have a leg up on a couple different people, but I know I'm still gonna have to start out at the very bottom. And how I am. It's just like I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing it for a national team or a college team, like I'll be happy to do it.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm on my own now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just say don't like limit yourself if you don't get a job like just from the Eagles. Just like, go to Denver or something like that, or Seattle if they're offering you like a.
Denver's hiring. Actually, a lot of NFL teams. The Colts are hiring too.
Hey man, that's the new dynasty.
Someone's hiring a PR guy. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I mean, PR is pretty easy in the NFL. You just gotta say sorry. So, I mean, that's pretty much what my major was.
Just saying sorry.
Yeah, like our bad
For 4 years.
Yeah,
That's on me. That's on me.
yeah, that's great.
That was 6 figures. That cost 6 figures. Hire me, please.
God, that's all that major was.
It's crazy, like about college. Though. I was telling Kelly and Cameron this. We spend 4 years learning a very broad thing, but we really only spend the last year and a half doing what we really want to do.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of puts you in a position when you see an application, they're like 3 years of experience.
Yeah.
And you're like, well,
yeah. Well, yeah. That's the issue that I had with like PR, because I mean I make that joke that PR at like a PR major is just you saying sorry, which most of the time you're just like, hey, our CEO didn't mean to do that, or something like that. We're deeply sorry, stuff like that. There's a lot more to it, and I didn't figure that out or like find that out. I didn't have a class until my capstone class, which is my last class, where we had to make an entire campaign. So I feel like if that was put in maybe my sophomore year, I would have had a better understanding, because I mean the courses did not. I can't tell you how many times I learned about P.T. Barnum in PT or in PR class. Like we learned it every single year because he's like the father of PR.
oh,
And then literally my last semester, they're like, "This is how you do it," and I was like, "What was I doing in the past?"
right? It's like
I didn't even put anything that like I use. I mean, okay, maybe my last year because we had to do like press releases and like media releases and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe that. Like the last 2 semesters, but other than that, man.
I feel like my 4 years were actually I don't think they were very counterproductive, honestly. Like everything that I've learned the past 4 years, I've applied to the real world. Like with Cam Stone's audio class 44-116, adjusting your audio levels, and then the JCMI courses and the TJ Martin courses where you're working with Premiere and After Effects, and then finally like I got into my own niche. With the sports, and I can look back, I'm like, well, all that really helped because I have a huge advantage over people that are applying like 105.7 or South Point Sports.
Yeah, because you've already done it.
Because I've done it, and I know how to do it. And then especially you take it a step further when me and Cameron were doing radio and how we studied abroad with the audio stuff. Like, I mean, I feel like a lot of it was actually pretty conducive to what I'm trying to do now.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's more like a niche thing. It's just once you find that niche.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do like radio for like sports, because I was going to the community college like back home, and I was listening to Philly sports, and I was calling them like all the time, and like we were talking, and I was like, yeah, I want to do this. And then I was dating that girl at the time, and she was like, I don't think that's gonna work. Change your major. So I changed my major.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. She was terrible, but
I mean, she's not wrong. That's a saturated market. It's
Yeah.
a very saturated market.
yeah.
Like my all-time dream, honestly, is like when you look on the Phillies website and you see that tab called podcasts, and it's like cooking with the team or like inside the locker room, and it's just dude just talking to the Eagles. Like, how did they get there?
Right.
You know what I mean? Eagles, can I be the next podcast, please?
Do you see my jersey?
Do you see this? This is custom. Custom, man. It's got my name on it.
But yeah, I mean, see, the only reason why I think mine necessarily, I don't think they were wasted, my like years here, but like I'm not really using my degree right now, so I was just getting like, the diploma, so that way I could go where I want to go. But I mean,
yours makes sense though because you wanted to be a pilot, so like you were just
I didn't figure that out till I was 2 years into college.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So did you just take PR as just like a thing to start off with?
So I was originally a business major, and then I sucked at math, so I was like, I'm gonna stop doing
Don't
this.
you need math in flying?
No, that's what it was like finance and like business calc and stuff. I was like, what is this? The other day in flight school we were like doing physics equations. I was like, damn it.
Where's the gin?
But yeah, so I was a business major, and then I decided I wanted to be a pilot, and so I was like, okay, what's the least amount of math classes? And they were like PR, and I was like, there it is. I was like, I went to a mass communications class one time, like at community college.
They're pretty baller, dude.
I was like, I could do that. I was like, this is great.
Mine was general. It was just communication studies.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then Cameron was actually the one. It was in Cam Stone's class. Well, we met actually. Me and Cameron did not like each other for the first 5 seconds that we met.
Well, I didn't like you. So.
Yeah, I didn't like you either. Okay, we'll tell. Okay, so we were in London. Or no, we weren't in London. We were in DFW, and it was me, the professor, and this girl, and our flight was supposed to be at like 9, and it got delayed till 10. Then it got delayed till 11. Then it got delayed till 1. Then it got delayed till 3, and then we're just sitting here. All the hotels are booked, and our professor goes, "Oh, there's another kid here. His name's Shane." And I was like, "This kid." I go, "This guy. You better not have curly hair." And look who shows up. And then we sat down and we started talking, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm from here." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm an Eagles fan." I said, "I guess you're a Dallas fan." He goes, "No, I'm an Eagles fan." I was like, "A real one, though?" And then he pulls out his phone. It's a picture of Carson Wentz. I was like, "I like this guy." But yeah, I was a general communication studies major, and Cameron got me to switch to EMC, which is CMI now, because we started doing radio, right? And you wanted to switch to EMC, and
Yeah,
or were you already in
I
EMC?
was already in
You were, yeah, okay, so he was already in it.
Yeah, and I got to change.
Yeah, and we did the radio thing. I said, well, I guess I'm taking this route.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
It's the best choice I ever made, though. Honestly, like I've enjoyed the past 4 years at Texas Tech.
Yeah, I have too. Yeah.
You know, I think
I wasn't saying that. I was just saying I'm tired of P.T. Barnum. The Greatest Showman, I hate. It's a movie about him. I don't know if you know that.
I just laughed because it wasn't funny. Do you know who P.T. Barnum is? Because I don't. Dude's been talking about it the whole night.
Hey,
It's my minor.
You almost never talk
wait,
about
your minor's
Minor.
P.T. Barnum?
Well, basically.
Your major is CMI, though, right, Kelly? Okay.
And then minor in PR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I accidentally did that by going abroad. Didn't know.
Oh, really?
But I don't know how I got accepted.
Where'd you study abroad to?
I went to Germany.
Oh, yeah, she went
Oh.
the same time we went.
Wait, did you go to Berlin?
Yes.
I was going to go to Berlin,
No, but
and then I decided to go to London last
it
minute.
was so
Yeah.
funny. It was between those two for me. I don't know how I got into that program. It was all like,
Yeah. No clue.
What was your like?
Masters.
What was it about? Like the.
Was it a Maymester also? Or, yeah.
yeah, it was so dope. We went to businesses and literally pitched. We helped them with their PR like scandals.
Did
It
you?
was insane.
Did you? Was there a dude named there? Parker Seaton.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, he went to Germany. He studied abroad too at the same exact time that we did. So I assume maybe. But there were different classes. Like there was a fashion class in London with us.
Yeah.
We just never met him.
Yeah, they were. I remember seeing them like in the lobby.
Nice. Shout out to the old Swan, man.
Oh God.
Memories were made at the old Swan. Carrying each other home.
I
Like
can never go back there.
yes, we could. They loved us there.
That's true. It's
I'm
because we
pretty
gave
sure-
him money.
Pretty sure they're closed down now because we left.
True. We tried looking it up the other day on like Google Maps. We were like, "Where's the old Swan?" We like took our like drunk route, and we were like, "No, we turned left here." And he was like, "No, it's a right." And I was like, "There's only a left turn here." And then we went down there, and like Google Maps doesn't have it, or whatever it was, Apple Maps or.
Snap maps.
Okay, well you were using Snap Maps, so.
It's more accurate.
It's not. Yeah, I didn't see it, so hopefully they're not.
I looked up their website. They're closed because they went back to like a full quarantine.
The UK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta.
Were they just temporarily closed? Is that what it said?
I think no. Yeah. They're temporary closed.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how long like the shelter in place is.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But yeah, man. London.
Oh God. Don't get me started on London.
Don't get me all riled up here. See what time is it? Kelly, how long have we been? Oh, my Apple Watch is there.
7
37 minutes.
minutes.
Jeez.
Easy pieces. This guy like to talk about airplanes and off to the races
And-
we go.
Cartography.
Oh, tell him about your YouTube channel.
No.
Come on. What's
No.
it called? The Dark Knight?
No.
Yo, Cameron played Battle. He had like a lot of subscribers.
My name's Shane.
Or Shane. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
today.
what is it?
I'm on something, man.
I even cut my hair.
I'm wearing a red shirt. He's wearing an Eagles.
Thank you for that assessment. It was very
I'm wearing
astute.
Bass Pro. You should know who it is.
Bass Pro? Shane.
Boom.
BOOM, man. Talking about.
Boom.
Um,
Yeah, so
I'm gonna get a clip of this. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it on.
What's up, guys? It's the Dark Knight, and today I have found 2 glitches.
I was in high school, right? And I was just playing video games, man, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm pretty good." And I was like, "All right, I'm going to start making YouTube videos," cuz I did whenever I was like 10 or something like that. They're still out there. I'm never telling you what it is.
No, I can find him.
I told Connor.
It's the Dark Knight. Connor will tell me.
No. There's the main one that everyone knows about.
There's more.
There's one where I was in like 6th grade. Bro.
Oh, Connor, I'm gonna talk to Connor tonight.
No.
We're gonna be playing some games tonight. I'm gonna get Connor on one.
He's in Colorado.
Oh,
Anyway,
is he still there?
yeah.
Oh.
He's there for the whole week. Anyways, so I was like, okay, so I'm pretty good at this, and then I just started making videos. There's really not much to it. I just started making Battlefield videos.
Look, my dude was cracked at Battlefield. What was the one that I saw? You were going around just murking people with a stun gun.
That one was like that was just a commentary. That wasn't anything.
You were doing that though, right?
Yeah, that was me.
I'm gonna play it because people don't understand it.
No.
2 is gonna come out.
Overwatch.
They decided to make another Overwatch.
God, why?
Ugh, that's like making Grown Ups 2. Greatest movie of all time.
Oh my god.
We won't talk about that.
But yeah, I just stopped because I enjoyed playing the game more than editing, and it was just like 15 hours of editing for like one like little
Shame.
montage video. So
You're friends with a graphic designer.
yeah,
And a
I don't
video
do it anymore though.
But if you did,
Yeah, no.
do it playing the disco
CS:GO.
disco dance.
So it's hard to make because you can only get 5 at a time, and it's more technical, you know. But you can do it.
Jeez, okay.
I'm just saying, if you want to do it, I won't pay you
Why not?
because I don't have money.
You can do it in the plane. Just put a GoPro on you.
Okay.
What's up, guys? The Dark Knight here.
What's up, guys? It's the Dark Knight.
We're currently 8,000 miles above sea level.
Not 8,000 miles.
We're in space.
Is that what I sound like?
Today we're going to be talking about stalling out. I'm super spooked. My instructor's about to give it to me. You said we died twice already. Please, God, don't make me land. I told air traffic control no 7 times.
I think they're mad at me.
I don't know if I passed or not.
Is my profession a joke to you?
Yes, but cartography is not.
Are you saying, does law school have what are you into?
There's nothing funny about bird law.
Are you into lawyers, medical students, or map guys?
I'm into snowboard instructors. Please tell the story.
Oh, God.
If you don't want to, you don't.
No,
Actually,
I
no, you
can't.
do have to. It's funny.
Okay, so 2 years ago, right, I'm snowboarding in Colorado, shredding R, right, being steezy as I do.
Shredding it.
Just being steezy, dog, on the slopes, right? Going down the greens as you do, and
Big G's.
I just, I started feeling myself. So
No
I
doubt,
started, kind of kicking the board back and forth, and I hit some ice, right? So I wasn't wearing wrist guards, and so my heels catch, and so then you fall backwards if that happens, and I just put my arms back and go back, and I hit my head, and then I come up, and I'm like, oh, yep, that's broken. So my wrist is in 2 at this point, and I'm like trying to flag someone down because I'm just sitting there at the bottom of the mountain. I'm like, excuse me, and they're just like going past, like not paying attention to me. I finally get like a medical dude. I don't know.
Just a friendly man.
Just a dude. Just a dog.
Just a big dog.
Yeah. He came up. He took my stuff off for me. My snowboard. He took my snowboard off for me. And then we walked down to the medical tent. It was definitely in 2. Anyways, so I go to the bars like a couple weeks later here in Lubbock. And there's, we're just out, having a good time, being
know.
guys. I'm in a sling, right? And I'm wearing my Colorado stuff. And so I was like, oh, this is perfect. And so we start talking to these girls, and they're like, how'd you break your arm? And I was like, I'm actually a snowboard instructor. I was teaching these little kids, and I tried to teach them this trick, and I just landed funny, and I broke my wrist. So the kids are all right, and they're like, "Oh my God, are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, it kind of hurt." And they're like, oh, "Let's buy us some shots." So it was a fun night, but
Didn't you also tell him that you were like a neuroscientist or something?
that was a different time. The current sweater.
That was Cricket's part 2.
Yeah, that was in Colorado.
It was?
Yeah, I'm wearing an NYU sweatshirt right now, and so we were at a bar in Colorado before COVID, and yeah, it was just packed, and this group of girls from Texas A&M started talking to me and my brother. She's like, "Do you go to NYU?" And I was like, I'm not going to pass this up. I was like, absolutely. And she was like, what do you study? I was like, I'm in a medical school there. And she's like, what are you studying? And I was like, neuroscience or, some.
First thing off the dome.
Thank God she didn't ask me, because if she was like, where's neuro? I'd have been like, everywhere. I don't know.
It's in my wrist.
What did neuroscience do? I don't know. So, yeah,
It's like the study of neurology.
Yes. It almost bit me in the ass one time because I had just gotten back from London, and I went to Vegas with our buddy Preston.
Yeah.
And we were in like Caesar's Pool just swimming around, and we were talking to some girls, and I was like, yeah, I just got back from Oxford, because I had an Oxford sweatshirt, and like they saw me in it, and they were like, oh, our sister just got back from Oxford too, and then she comes swimming over, and I was like, bro, I don't know anything about Oxford.
What did that tour guide say?
She was like, oh, what college were you in? And I was like,
The Ox.
I went around. I was like, media. That's not one of them. I looked it up after.
Was she just like, okay?
She was like, that's so fun, and then turned the other way, and I was like, I've been made.
We'll get him next time. Mission failed. We'll get him next
I
time.
just kind of like swam away, like in the little kiddie pool.
Doggy style.
He was like 3. I was like, damn it.
Press to get the mimosas. How's Vegas, man? I've never been to Vegas.
Vegas is crazy, man. I mean, so I didn't go to any of the strip clubs or anything. I did see Bert Kreischer with
No
Preston.
way.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
yeah. So we went to the MGM and saw Bert there, which was awesome. It was hilarious. But yeah, we didn't go to like any of the bars or anything because Preston couldn't drink. So we just kind of stayed. I mean, we were in like Caesar's Palace, so like we had one of the big suites. So I mean, it was still fun. We just kind of walked around the strip.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have because we were intoxicated, and something bad could have happened.
Yeah.
In Vegas, but yeah, I mean, it's so much fun. I gambled like $20 and lost it immediately, so I was like, all right, I'm done. Yeah. But like, there's just like
Ooh.
there's just like a CVS,
Spend it.
and it like, you know how CVSs are, right? And they just had like lines of like liquor, and then just like people just walking down like drinking out of bottles.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, this is
It's a Wild
amazing.
West over there.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, Cameron, we went to Oklahoma for my 19th, and I think we lost about $1,000 between me, him, and Jackson.
Jeez, my $20 does not sound bad right now.
Listen here, brother. Okay, it was bullshit though, and I'm gonna tell you why. So, do you remember? Okay, so I'd never played blackjack before, and I was playing blackjack, and the dude was like,
So you decided the first time you would play blackjack would be at a casino.
"Well, yeah, it'd be fun."
There's your first issue.
I'd played my whole life.
Yeah, me
I
too.
still lost all my money.
Well, okay, so here's what. But you remember?
I didn't lose my
you
money
remember
on
that-
blackjack.
that
It
chick,
was
though?
roulette.
Because we were playing, and the dude was showing me, and I was up like $80, and then he clocked out, and this chick came in who couldn't do math, and she like busted me, and then there's this dude who hit, and he hit on 22, he hit on 19, and he got 22,
Yeah.
and she didn't do it right, and ended up giving him like $100, but
Oh my
you're not
God.
gonna say anything, and then
Probably had 21, he had 22.
yeah, so he got a bunch of money out of that, but like no one's gonna say anything,
Yeah.
you know.
I
even-
would've.
even I knew.
If it took my money, I'd be like, wait.
Well, I mean, like you would do what?
Use it.
But yeah, but then I just ended up losing like $80 that night. You remember that? They swallowed me up and spit me out.
Huh?
I lost 200.
Oof.
Jackson only lost like $100. He was pretty smart about it. He's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, I set $60 aside to last time I went to WinStar and just put 30 down on 2 roulette spins. Put black on one, it was red. Put red on the next, it was black. I was like, all right, guess I'm done doing that.
Talk about the motel.
Oh, jeez Louise, dude, this motel. It was like Cameron slept in a hammock. It was that dirty.
What?
It was so bad, dude. I felt like it was just like a roach motel. I mean, we were 19. It was the only thing we could afford. So we bought it for a night, and it was just disgusting, dude. Like, Cameron and Jackson shared a bed because I guess it was my birthday. Let me have it. And Cameron was on the side, and he rolled over. And he was literally just looking at vomit. So he goes, no. And he walks out and he comes in with this whole hammock and then just like cocoons himself. Just like zips it up and then just goes to bed. and then I'm sleeping, right? And I just feel like bugs on me.
Ugh.
Like I swear if you put a black light to that, it looked like a Jason Pollock painting. It
Ugh.
probably would have been disgusting. And then the shower was just like, it only gave you cold water.
What?
It was just like one drip.
How could you not get someplace better?
We were 19. I didn't know.
It was last minute.
Yeah, it was very last minute. It was
okay.
like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
if it was
'cause-
last minute, then
Yeah, it was very last minute. I mean, we still had fun though. We still made memories. It's just like I remember I had to like burn those clothes after that day.
What was the cleanest thing in that room?
The cleanest thing? Oh, the cleanest thing was the ashtray actually.
Really?
Yeah. The smoke detector was broken too. It smelled like cigarettes, and the cleanest thing was the ashtray.
God.
Disgusting.
Now I'm like rethinking like last time I went because we stayed at a place right next to WinStar. It's like a parking lot over, but it was like I don't remember what it was. But I was like, I'm pretty sure I got kicked out of WinStar because I was just belligerently drunk. But now I'm like rethinking it because we didn't sleep there because I was so drunk at 7:00 in the morning. They just decided to leave. Like we should just leave. But now I'm thinking about it was probably a good thing that I was that messed up and no one slept there because we didn't really check anything out in that like hotel. We just got it for everyone so that way we had a place to like pregame the WinStar.
Yeah.
So
Getting hotels when you're young is just
oh god.
not thinking it through.
I'm pretty sure I had my brother book it because you have to be like 25.
Oh, Chase booked it. Well,
If he booked it, then
he's like, no, it's got a sink. It's good.
you can do everything in there. You wash clothes, take a piss. It's great.
It's got a cassette player. You're like, what more can you ask for?
God, man, my brother.
Oh, I miss Chase. Did you get back? He make it back yet?
Yeah,
miss
he
him.
made it back. Yeah, I miss him too. He's a good kid.
He's a good fella. Just got back from Qatar. Wish him he had a good time.
Yeah, I think he did.
It's a party.
Yeah.
It's a party in Qatar, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it used to be where you could only have like one beer or maybe 2 beers on the weekends there, but then they cut it all off. So he was sober for like 6 months or so.
I'm out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you're in the suck. Hell no.
Yeah. Oh man, how long have we been going, Kelly? Like an hour? 50? 50 plus the 30? Let's get out of here, man.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. I'm a little low over here.
Little low
Yeah,
over
what's
there.
going on over there?
I'm driving. That's what's going on.
Shh. I still need roses.
Well, buddy. Anyways, that's episode 2. Thank you again to the young and powerful Kelly Crook and King Cameron Russell for helping me make this thing happen. Thank you again to Shane Barnett for coming out and doing this. We had a good time, right? We had fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It was fun.
Of course, man. We'll do this again sometime.
Yeah.
Anyways, tune in next week. We'll run this back with... I haven't really decided yet. It'll be fun, though. See you guys next week.